I'm a huge Dahlia fan. And when we're talking about trends, we could not be more on trend when we're talking about dahlias. These are one of the hottest cut flowers out there right now. With some of the popularity of our slow flower farmers, dahlias have become just one of the coolest flowers on the market. And look at it. I mean, look at those petals. It's called Megaboom because it creates this vibrant pink petal with this splash of white down the center. And then you've got that bright yellow center, which is a pollinator magnet. Now, dahlias give it their all in one season. They are a bulb. And so what you see is what you get. This plant is compact. So it grows to be 3 feet, but all in one season. And the great thing about this dahlia is it is the best bloomer out there. So if you want to have your own cut flower dahlias indoors all summer long into the fall, you'll want to pick up this three-piece collection. It is so beautiful the way that these flowers just keep coming and coming and coming. I've grown a lot of dahlias, and this is one of the most heavily blooming dahlias that I have ever seen. But the great thing I mentioned, it only grows to be about 3 feet tall. And that's compact for dahlias. Now that means that you don't need to stake it. So this is final quantities of the season. And you know, with plants, we can't reorder. We can't just snap our fingers and make more of these beautiful flowers. So if you want this, this is M71984. It's 35.79 for 3 easy payments of 10.84. These are the final quantities of the season. So let me show you how this is shipped. This comes out now. While dahlias are considered tubers, they actually grow kind of like a potato. We ship them to you in little pots. We've gotten them started for you. So you're getting a jump start on the season. And I posted on my Facebook page beforehand. I told you all that I was coming here and I wanted some of your questions so I could answer questions in advance live for you. I had so many questions about the dahlia. And one of them was, how deep do I plant it? Well, because it's not a tuber, when you're planting this dahlia, you want to make sure you just cover it up to soil level. You're not going to want to cover any of the stem. You plant it as deep as it was growing in the pot. It will be a fast flower. So within 60 to 90 days, you'll start to see those amazing dahlia buds. You can kind of see them here. I think that the dahlia bud is one of the coolest looking plants out there, like a little, head coming up wanting to talk to you. But that's not why we get this flower. We get this flower for those beautiful blooms. Now, they're huge blooms as well. They can be 6 or 7 inches across. They're going to be enormous flowers. And please cut them and bring them indoors. One little tip someone asked me on Facebook was, well, how do I cut dahlias? Now, the best suggestion I have for you is cut them in the morning and also cut them when they are fully open like that. Because once you cut your dahlia, it stops blooming. So it's not going to open up anymore like some of our other flowers. So please do cut from these a lot. This plant, Jen's asking me if it's an annual. So we list this plant as an annual because in some zones, you will likely need to dig it up and bring it in, maybe put it in a basement. We do that with a lot of some of our tubers, maybe elephant ears that you've grown. If you live in the South, if you live in a place where it doesn't get below freezing, you likely won't need to dig yours up. Yours will come back year after year. But because we talk to the entire part of the country, we need to let you know that there are some places that if you get below freezing, what I would suggest is you plant it close to the house. You may be able to squeeze those lines a little bit. Or, like Dixie Russell asked me, can I grow these in pots? You can absolutely grow these dahlias in pots. That's the really fun thing. I would suggest putting them in at least a 12-inch pot when you get them home, taking them from this size and putting them in, repotting them in a 12-inch. Now, if you've done that and you live in New England like Dixie does, take that pot, throw the entire thing in your basement, and you'll be all set. So these Megaboom dahlias are one of the best flowers. They're going to bloom for you so prolifically. You're going to be able to cut them and bring them indoors. You'll never need to stake them. If you've grown dahlias before, you know how floppy they can be, but these are more compact. They grow to about 3 feet tall with these giant 3-inch flowers on them. And you will be so impressed by the way that they bloom, how each one seems to have another one coming up behind it. Now, this is going to be a plant that loves full sun. And it also is a plant that you'll want to cut a lot but it's more of a summer and late summer and fall bloomer. So as you build your garden and you're thinking about how to create that garden space, that backyard oasis of your dreams, these are going to be the plant that fills that spot in your garden in that midsummer time all the way through till a first frost. I have had dahlias on my plants. I try to clip them before a frost so I can enjoy them indoors, but if I don't get to them, they'll last through one or two frosts. So this is a plant in my house. I actually have a fence. And I like to plant my dahlias back along the fence because I have some varieties that do need staking. So I have to be out there tying them up to the fence. But I've grown this variety, no staking, but still with the flower power and with the pollinator attractant and with all the things that you want from your garden. Easy, easy, easy. So when you get it home, this is item number 71984. You get it home and it looks like this. And you put it in a pot if you desire, at least a 12-inch pot, or you absolutely can put it in the ground. It will not need support. You put it in that full sun spot, and you'll get these flowers starting midsummer all the way through till fall. And coming up in about 8 minutes, we've got our squash, cucumber, and tomato patio garden. Wait till you see